A very quick question. If God did not provide something for you, then why are you going after it? Why are you looking for something the Lord is not willingly to provide for you? This is something very powerful. Just think about it. What do people often do? What occupies people's minds and people's activity often? They are looking for a job description. I'm going to repeat it. Most of the time, people are looking for a job description. They want to know the do's and don'ts. They want to know the hows. They want to know the whys. They want to know all of that in order to manipulate their environment in order to get a certain outcome. It's basically a witchy mindset. That's basically what it is. But in all, people often look for security in a pattern and a cycle of circumstances. That's why people support all kinds of stuff they should never support. That's why we support parents hitting their children, because it's known when people are afraid, they tend to comply. This is extended into society where we permit certain people to coerce us into things that aren't good for us, but we still accept it because there's a continuity in it. People often look for things the Lord did not provide for us. Now listen, legalism is witchcraft, and legalism is the way of the world. I'm not saying there shouldn't be any regulations, okay? In a country, there should be a regulation which side of the road people drive. There should be a regulation in supermarkets that nobody, how to say, so that you will know where to pick where the tomatoes are, where the yogurt is, where the bread is. I understand that. Nevertheless, just understand when it comes to material resources, you can use regulations, but you cannot apply regulations to everything. That is not even humanly possible. Yet we keep on looking for a job description. And it goes further than this. Instead of trusting and relying on the Lord, we look for a job description. And now we project our unmet expectation because we're looking for a job description. We project that unmet expectation upon other people. And by doing that, we're also projecting our urges and needs on those other people. And when someone appears to be in harmony with a job description we're looking for, we befriend them. And if someone does not appear to be in harmony or to support or to sustain the job description we are craving after, then we treat the individual badly, we label them as negative, and we even devalue their humanity. They don't matter. Now listen, the Lord never gave us a job description. Look at David. David was anointed by the Lord as king in his teenage years. And of course, David had faith. David had faith. David defeated Goliath. But from there, David had to rely on the Lord in order for God's plan to manifest in his life. The Lord did not give David a list of do's and don'ts and a list of techniques that he could use in order to get the throne of Israel. No, the Lord spoke his words, David had to believe it, and David had to endure. And while David was enduring, David was developing into whom the Lord meant David to be. That's how it works with him. That's how it works with all the people throughout the Bible. That's how the Lord has worked throughout human history with everyone. The Lord never gives us a job description, so stop looking for one. Now look, if you have a car and you want to know how to drive a car, then you can look at the instruction manual. Okay, I'm not talking about such practical stuff. I'm talking about life. I'm talking about relationships. I'm talking about spirituality. And let's say I'm talking about reality in general. Not everything can be subjected to a job description. You see, one of the key reasons why people get into conflict is because they are treated as a mechanism in someone else's job description. I've said it. It's one of the reasons why there are so many conflicts. But listen, a job description might generate a temporal outcome that you crave for, but that temporal outcome will not protect you from the side effects. Now listen, if you use, let's say you are a young woman and you decide to read the books of Anton LaVey and of other Satanists into how to get attention from men. Now listen, if you apply those techniques, those witchcraft techniques, then you will get attention from other people. But that's an outcome you're craving after, right? Now listen, you're the one thinking that that outcome will benefit you. But when you practice those tactics, you are opening yourself up for things you don't want to open yourself up to. So when you do receive all the attention from all those other people, there are also going to be psychopathic people among them. There's also going to be predators among them. So just because you found a job description that you like, that you are attached to, because you have the expectation it will generate a certain outcome for you, that outcome, even if you receive it, it will not protect you for the side effects that you have to deal with also. Listen, you can choose to be um, very hard and plain with people so that your feelings are spared. If you don't want something, you don't want it, and you are blunt. You can be blunt and hard and cold-hearted towards people just because you want to get what you want. This will not that outcome will not take away the heaviness and the tensions of the anger that are the side effect of you being cold, distant, and plain. Okay? It may get you an outcome that can give you a sense of control upon someone else, but it will not take away the poisonous effect it has upon you. Now look, we often go after job descriptions instead of relying upon the Lord. And that's why I'm telling you now in this video, if the Lord does not provide something for you, stop going after it. If it was beneficial for you, and if it was really effective for you, both for both on the long term as on the short term, if it was really good unto you, the Lord would have provided for you for free. If the Lord does not provide something for you, don't go after it. That being said, rely upon Christ. Be blessed.